Okay, so I'm sorry I'm a day late, but I've been trying to get hold of this guy for the last 3 days, and it's like herding cats.
It's been busy. Everyone's busy.
This is Simon, obviously from Hornet Pest Management here on the Gold Coast, and I've asked him here today because I got asked a couple of questions on the weekend by some young people about termites here on the Gold Coast, and why every single report they've had done on a property says high, and they've panicked and they've pulled out. When I started in real estate, they said, if you haven't had termites, you will. Is that fair comment?
Pretty much. They used to say 3 out of 5 houses, 4 out of 5. Now they say if you haven't got them or had them, you're going to have them. So,
Right, so
it's
why is that?
It's just the whole of Australia, especially the southeast Queensland, the Australian seaboard, is a high risk area for termites just because of our climate.
So because of the humidity and the moisture?
The older established houses, the environment we have here is always
Okay.
high risk.
And Labrador and Southport, which are two areas I specialise in, the houses are generally...
Very 50, 60-year-old houses.
Right.
They've all had problems in the past, or people haven't maintained it, things like that.
Okay, so when you say they've all had problems in the past, this young couple I was talking to had three reports done on 3 different properties, and they all said termite damage, but that's going to happen regardless, right?
If the house is 50 years old or 60 years old, it may have had termites 30 years ago. They may not have had a problem since, because they may have dealt with it. They may have a management system put in place. They may have done things that the reason that the house had termites before, timber in contact with the ground, cladding, water leaks, they may have fixed those issues. So you may not have that problem again. But
so the main concern is about recent activity or activity now, correct?
Yeah, and conducive conditions, things that will cause termites in the future. Again, water leaks, timber in contact with the ground, gardens build up, air conditioning overflows, things like that.
So all those things you mentioned, would they be relevant in 9 to 10 of the reports that you did?
Yeah, most of the time it's a common thing we find.
And is that something that the homeowner, incoming or outgoing, can do for themselves?
Yeah, it's very. Most of the things that you can fix are very easy. You can fix an overflow. You can fix things. It's not the end of the world. Especially if they do have termites. It's generally you got to find why the termites have come into the house.
Because something's attracted them.
Something's attracted them to the house. So that's why we recommend yearly inspections, keeping gardeners away from the house, diverting air conditioning overflows.
So they don't just drip onto the ground, you mean?
When air conditioning is dripping on the ground, it releases carbon dioxide onto the soil, which attracts termites to the area. So little things like that, you can reduce the risk of termites coming to your house. But definitely, there's management programs, you can do annual inspections, all things like that, which is designed to either reduce or limit the amount of damage that can happen in
So you would recommend every homeowner to do a visual check of their house, or get someone in to do it every year?
Yeah, definitely. You should have a professional come in every year, every 12 months, and do a full inspection of the house, because we do, we check the walls for moisture, we check, all those things, and we can point out what you can do to reduce that risk.
So, because I've been to lots of building and pests, and you guys walk around with a moisture sensor, so you're basically checking for moisture. Not that termites are going to be there, but if there's moisture there, that may attract them.
We're not only looking for termites in the house, we're looking for things that will attract termites, like a leaky shower, a leaky tap, an air conditioning overflow, gardens being built up, timber stored around your yard, things like that.
Okay, so when you get the reports, there's always a low, medium or high risk of termites, and I've never seen a report that doesn't say high risk, and that's what freaks some people out.
Every house in southeast Queensland is considered to be high risk.
By yourselves or by
the insurance company,
by the
CSIRO,
yep.
by our, all our peers, because we are in a high risk area. We have trees, we have moisture, we have climate.
Okay,
so southeast Queensland is high risk.
Regardless.
If you have moisture issues, if you have termites or termite damage or termites on the property, then you're extremely high risk.
Okay. So if out of all the different systems, like baiting systems and protection systems, do you say you should put one of those and still do a yearly one, or do you think...
Every termite management program you put in place, you still have to have an annual inspection internally, just to make, because nothing's 100%. Okay. So we can't just go, okay, we've got a system in place.
So you can't just pay $3 grand, forget about it. It's got to be
it's just like
maintained every year.
You buy a new car, you have to service the car every 6 months or whatever. It's just the same thing.
Okay.
So, because especially with a baiting system is designed to a station emits carbon dioxide into the soil. If you have a small station outside emitting carbon dioxide and you have a leaky shower inside the bathroom, that's emitting a large amount of carbon dioxide into the soil.
Right.
So it can bypass. There's nothing stopping it from bypassing.
We go straight past the bait and head straight to the
So,
water.
yeah, it's definitely, you definitely need to have an inspection every 12 months.
Okay, so when you guys do the building and pest inspections, you obviously recommend in most cases in this area for a further invasive check,
Yep.
and that is to look behind to see if there is actually any damage.
Yep. So we use a bore scope, or we can cut a hole there and put a vent in the wall and things like that. Just have a look. And generally, if we find something wrong, then we need to find, especially with a pre-purchase inspection. If we identify that there's a moisture issue or an issue, we cut a hole in the wall just to make sure that it's nothing major. If it is something major, then we obviously get a builder in to do more invasive inspections.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not, if you have too much in your house, it's not the end of the world. I think it's better the devil you know, and especially if it's a house that someone's really interested in it, you can't. I find it a bit funny that they walk away from the house because of a small amount of termite damage.
It's because they don't know, mate.
It's better that, if you can't find it or it's not there, it could be there in 6 months' time or 12 months' time.
So what about these, you hear horror stories how someone's done a building and pest inspection, like they bought a house and then 12 months later the whole wall's fallen over. It is possible for you guys to miss stuff, right?
It's not. It's what we do is a visual inspection. We can't go in and move things over the wall. You could have a garage completely fine. We can't move any of that stuff.
Right.
Okay, so there is limitations in what we do, but we do everything we can, and then we recommend more basic inspections
Okay, so just
if we're concerned about it.
you do a pre-purchase inspection, there's termite damage or there's signs of termites, it is not, it shouldn't stop the sale going through. They should investigate it further.
You go to the next step. So the first inspection is identifying if there's a problem, and then the second step is if there's a problem, then we go further and we do more further investigation. We take tiles off roofs, cut holes in walls. We can go right through and find the extent of the damage, and then they can get it between yourself and the seller and the buyer. You get quotes, and then it's up back to you guys to negotiate.
It's all about working out what's
it's all
fair and
working together,
equitable, right?
Yeah, because then you can we can put a termite system in place. You can get the repairs done. You can get everything done, and when you move in, the house is brand new again. Basically.
All right, thank you for your time, Simon from Hornet Pest Control.
Thanks, mate.
He's not about fishermen either, by the way. He took me fishing a little while ago. We're due to go again.
Yeah.
I'll tag him in. If you've got any questions for him, if anything comes up, see him on Facebook or give him a call. See you next week.